Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture on infrared spectroscopy. Earlier in a part 1 of the infrared spectroscopy, we discussed what is infrared radiation and what are the different reasons of infrared radiation. If you have not watched that lecture, then you can watch it by the link given in the description below. So let us begin with the part 2 of the IR spectroscopy, that is theory and principle of IR spectroscopy. So what are the learning outcomes of this lecture? After attending the lecture, you will be able to understand the principle of IR spectroscopy. You will be able to explain the interaction of IR radiation with matter, and you will be able to enlist types of molecular vibrations. Here this is electromagnetic radiation spectrum, and where is the position of infrared radiation. So if we go from left hand side to right hand side, then wavelength increases and wave number or frequency decreases. Infrared radiation is falling in between the visible radiation and microwave radiation. Let us see the electromagnetic spectrum from different point of view with respect to the different types of spectroscopies like X-ray spectroscopy, UV spectroscopy, visible spectroscopy, infrared spectroscopy, microwave spectroscopy, radio and NMR spectroscopy. Infrared radiation has again the important part is known as vibrational infrared, and that is used in IR spectroscopy, and the wavelength is 2.5 micron to 15 micron. These are the different reasons of IR radiation. IR radiation is classified into three parts, that is near IR, mid IR or far IR. Based on the change in a wavelength, near IR has the wavelength 0.78 to 2.5 micrometer, middle IR or mid IR has the wavelength 2.5 to 50 micrometer, far IR is 52,000 micrometer, and wave number of near IR is 12,800 to 4,000 centimeter inverse or reciprocal of the centimeter. Same is for mid IR, it is 4,000 to 200 centimeter inverse or reciprocal of centimeter. For far IR 200 to 10. But out of these three, widely used for qualitative analysis, for identification of the different compounds based on the functional group, mid IR is widely used, and in mid IR also, to be more specific, the region of 2.5 to 15 micrometer or with the wave number 4000 to 600 reciprocal of centimeter is widely used. So that region is very important as far as IR spectroscopy is concerned. Now the region 4000 to 600 centimeter inverse can be further divided into two parts, that are the fingerprint region and functional group region. Fingerprint region and functional group regions, this kind of regions you can find in IR spectrum. We will discuss what is IR spectrum, but 1500 to 600 centimeter is known as 1500 to 600 centimeter inverse is known as fingerprint region, and 4000 to 1500 is known as functional group region. Now why 1500 to 600 centimeter inverse is known as fingerprint region? Because there is a unique pattern of absorption for any particular compound in 1500 to 600 centimeter inverse. Means if IR spectrum is recorded, then for any compound there will be unique pattern between 1500 to 600 centimeter inverse. That means no other compound will have same pattern of absorption in the region, and that is why it is known as fingerprint. Like fingerprint of humans, they are not identical with anyone else in the world. So that is why this region is known as fingerprint region. Here the exception is there, enantiomers may have the same or identical pattern of absorption. Now functional group region. What is functional group region? 4000 to 1500 centimeter inverse is known as functional group region. Why it is known as functional group region? Because most of the organic functional groups, if we say for example carbonyl group containing it contains carboxylic acid, aldehyde, ketone, ester, then other functional groups like ether, anhydrides, amines, amides, and so on. So almost all functional groups, they have characteristic absorption in this region, and by their characteristic absorption they can be identified in this region, and that is why this region is known as functional group region. Now in a classification of or what are the types of IR radiation, what are the different regions of IR radiation, we use the term wave number. So the question comes in a mind that what is difference between wave number and frequency, and why wave number is used instead of frequency here. So basically wave number is known as this V like symbol, V bar, V like symbol, that is V bar, but actually it is nu bar. It is known as nu bar, nu bar, and that is measured in a centimeter inverse or reciprocal of centimeter inverse. So that is what 1 by lambda, and lambda is the wavelength in a centimeter. Now if this nu bar is multiplied with the wavelength of light, that is C, then it is known as frequency. Now why these wave numbers are widely used? Because these wave numbers are directly proportional to the energy, and in a spectroscopy we measure the energy. So for the convenience, wave numbers are preferred instead of frequency, but in both are used synonymously. So if during the lecture, if I say frequency of absorption, then we may consider it as a wave number, because both are used synonymously, although both are not same. If you have the wave number, then you can convert it into wavelength, or if you have a wavelength, then you can convert it into wave number using the formula centimeter inverse is equal to 1 by lambda in a micrometer multiplied by 10,000. So this is difference between wave number and frequency. Now what is IR spectroscopy and what happens in IR spectroscopy? So any sample of organic compound is there. So if IR radiation is passed through the sample of organic compound, then the sample will absorb some of the or the quantity of IR radiation. So absorption will occur. The remaining amount of radiation, that is transmitted, and that is known as transmission. Now if we plot a graph of absorbance or transmissions against the frequency or wave number, then we get IR spectrum. Then we get the IR spectrum. So this is example of typical IR spectrum. As I said, if we plot a graph of percentage transmittance versus wave number in centimeter inverse, then this kind of plot is obtained. On a y-axis, that is percentage transmittance, on a x-axis, that is wave number, and each dips in IR in this spectrum are known as bands or peaks. They are known as bands or peaks. So IR spectroscopy is widely used for qualitative analysis of organic compounds. Why? Because functional groups have their absorptions which are characteristic in position and in intensity. In position and in intensity, and the same organic group in a different compounds absorb approximately in the same spectral region. For example, in this IR spectrum, say for example, carbonyl functional group is there, and it is appearing here, around 1600 63 centimeter inverse. Then carbonyl group, wherever the carbonyl group is present in other compounds, then also it will appear in this IR spectrum in the similar region, not the same but similar region, and that is why IR spectroscopy is widely used for identification of functional groups. Now, how this absorption of infrared radiation take place and what happens when IR is absorbed? So, let us begin with the very basics. All organic compounds are made up of molecules. Now, molecule is made up of atoms or group of atoms by covalent bonds. So, these atoms are connected by covalent bonds, and in between covalent bond with the atoms, they have vibrations. They have various vibrations around the covalent bond, and the speed at which these vibrations occurs, they are known as vibrational frequency. So, if this vibrational frequency, natural vibrational frequency of molecule is matching with the applied IR radiations frequency. If both this frequency, the frequency of vibration, vibrational frequency of molecule and frequency of applied IR radiation, if both are matching, then absorption will occur. Then the molecule will absorb IR radiation and you will get IR spectrum. Now, this IR radiation, what it will do? This IR radiation does not have sufficient energy like UV. Ultraviolet radiation and visible radiation, they have the sufficient energy and they cause electronic transitions. You have studied in UV spectroscopy that they cause different electronic transitions, but IR radiation is weak radiation than the UV or visible radiation. So, it cannot cause electronic transitions. Then what it can cause? It causes atoms or group of atoms to vibrate faster around the covalent bonds. We said that there is a vibrations. So, it causes, it makes vibrations faster. So, in other words, IR absorption causes changes in vibrational levels of the molecules, and that is why IR spectroscopy is also known as vibrational spectroscopy. Here in a left hand side, in a figure, in a diagram, I have shown different vibrational levels like V0. Actually, it is not V, it is a nu. Nu is equal to 0, nu is equal to 1, nu is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5. So, these are the different vibrational levels. So, when IR radiation is absorbed, it makes changes from V0 to V1 or nu is equal to 0 to 1. So, this kind of vibrational levels are getting changed. It may cause nu 0 to 1 or nu 0 to 2 also, right. So, these vibrations are quantized. In other words, in very simple language, what we can say that if some amount of energy is required for change in a vibrational level for 0 to 1, then for a change in a 0 to 2, it requires double amount of energy or double amount of frequency. Say for example, to cause this 0 to 1, it requires 500 centimeter inverse wave number. Then to cause from 0 to 2, it requires 1000 centimeter inverse wave number. So in this manner, vibrations are quantized and they are appearing in IR spectrum in a specific region, in a particular region. Now what is connection between IR absorption and dipole moment? Dipole moment you might have studied in your earlier classes. If not, then just go through the definition of dipole moment. Now dipole moment is because of the polarity in the molecule. Positive charge and negative charge, partial positive and partial negative charge is there, and because of this polarity the molecule has the dipole moment. So for absorption of IR radiation there is change in a dipole moment. So if change in a dipole moment occurs as a function of time, then only IR absorption occurs, otherwise IR absorption will not occur. So if there is no change in dipole moment, compound will not absorb IR, and the compounds which do not absorb IR, they are known as IR inactive compounds. So if strong change in dipole moment, it will absorb IR radiation strongly. If smaller changes in a dipole moment, then it will absorb IR radiation weakly, but change in a dipole moment is required. So as I said, the compounds which do not absorb IR radiation are IR inactive. Compounds which absorbs IR radiation, they are known as active. And we know that if symmetry in the molecule is there, symmetry, it may be plane of symmetry, it may be center of symmetry, but if symmetry in the molecule is there, then dipole moment is 0. So the compounds for which dipole moment is 0, they are IR inactive, right hand side, they are IR inactive. Trans 1,2-dichloroethene is symmetrical molecule, so dipole moment is 0, and that is why it is IR inactive. Ethene, IR inactive. Diatomic symmetrical molecules like H2, N2, Cl2, they all are symmetric, and that is why they are IR inactive. Cis-1,2-dichloroethene, carbon monoxide, iodine chloride, they are IR active because they are asymmetric molecule. So the symmetric molecule cannot be studied with the help of IR absorption, IR radiation or IR spectroscopy, but they can be studied with the help of Raman spectroscopy. So in a Raman spectroscopy we will discuss how and why IR inactive compound can be studied with the help of Raman spectroscopy. Now we said there are the molecular vibrations between the atoms of the molecule through the covalent bond. So how many fundamental molecular vibrations are there? So it depends on whether the molecule is linear or non-linear. If the molecule is non-linear, then it has 3n minus 6 fundamental vibrational modes, where n is number of atoms. Let's understand by example. Methane molecule. Methane molecule means CH4. It has 5 atoms, 1 carbon and 4 hydrogen. So if we apply the equation 3n minus 6, then it's coming to 9. Means very simple and smaller methane molecule has 9 different fundamental vibrational modes. Similarly, ethane has 8 atoms and it has 18 fundamental vibrational modes. What about linear molecule? If linear molecule is there, then vibrational modes are 3n minus 5. CO2, carbon dioxide, it's a linear molecule, bond angle is 180. So carbon dioxide molecule has 3n minus 5, means 4 vibrational modes. So these fundamental vibrational modes, many vibrational modes are there, but if these vibrations occur at the same frequency or wave number, then they degenerate, means you will not able to get all independent absorption peak in a IR spectrum. So this is about how many fundamental vibrational modes are there. Now what are these types of different fundamental vibrations? So we can divide these fundamental vibrations into two parts. One is known as stretching and one is known as bending. If we consider the molecule as a spring or the covalent bond as a spring between two atoms, then stretch, when you stretch the spring. So that is stretching type of vibration. Another type is the bending vibration. Stretching type is again classified into two parts, symmetrical stretching and asymmetrical stretching. Bending can be classified into in-plane bending, out of plane bending. In in-plane we have two types, scissoring and rocking. In out of plane, twisting and wagging. So let us understand what is this stretching and bending. So stretching, in a stretching type of vibrations, distance between two atoms increases. As I said, stretching of the spring. So distance between two atoms increases or decreases, but atoms remains in the same axis. So in other words, bond length is getting changed, but bond angle remains constant. This, if we compare with the bending type of vibrations, then stretching vibrations requires higher energy. So they occur at a higher frequency or higher wave number in IR spectrum as compared to the bending vibrations. Same molecule, same type of bond will have all stretching, bending, all. But out of them, stretching will occur at higher frequency and bending will occur at lower frequency. This is symmetrical stretching and asymmetrical stretching. If you look carefully, then in a symmetric stretching, both these bond length are getting changed at the same time in a opposite direction. But when both are increasing and both are decreasing at the same time. While in asymmetric stretching, one is increasing and one is decreasing. Bond length of one bond is increasing and other one is decreases. So this is difference between symmetric stretching and asymmetric stretching. Again, if the same molecule has the symmetric stretching and asymmetric stretching, then asymmetric stretching will occur slightly at higher wave number than the symmetric stretching. What are the bending vibrations? Bending vibrations are also known as deformation vibrations, and here distance between the atom remains constant, but bond angle or the position may get changed. So change in a bond angle. It requires lower energy and they occur at the lower frequency. Bending divided into in plane and out of plane. In plane has again two types, scissoring and rocking. See, scissoring vibration. It's like a scissor, but movement of atoms is there through the covalent bond, but both has the movement in the single plane, in the same plane. Similar with the rocking, movement is there, but it is in the same plane. So that is in plane bending. Out of plane bending, two types, twisting and wagging. Here plane gets changed. See the twisting, one is going down inside the plane, one is coming outside the plane. So both are changing the plane, that is twisting. In wagging also both are changing, but change in the same plane. Okay, both are coming out or both are going behind the plane. While in twisting, one is going away, one is coming ahead. So this is difference between stretching and bending vibrations and their types. Let's take the example of CH vibration in CH2, molecule which contains CH2. So as already I said, that stretching vibrations requires higher energy, and so they appear at higher wave number. Symmetric stretch 2853, asymmetric stretch 2926. I said asymmetric stretch occur at slightly higher. See, the molecule is same, bonds are same, but they have all this kind of vibrations. Asymmetric stretch 2926. While all bending like scissoring, rocking, wagging, twisting, they occur at lower frequencies or lower wave number like 1450, 720, 1250, 1250 for twisting also. There are number of fundamental vibrations, and if the IR radiation frequency is matching with this vibrational frequency, then absorption will take place. But because of so many vibrational interactions, the IR spectra looks complex. IR spectra looks complex. So, till now we have discussed the principle and theory of IR spectroscopy. In coming lecture, we are going to discuss about what kind of absorption bands appear in IR spectrum and what is the difference between IR spectrum of different functional groups that helps in a qualitative identification, and later we will discuss instrumentation part, advancement of the instrument in IR spectroscopy. Thank you. If you have any doubts, you can contact me on this address.